Hello, welcome to the Engineering Society of Baltimore. We're so happy to be here and be a part of the Babe Ruth Museum's birthday bash. Today what I've got for you is a beautiful cocktail I created inspired by the Babe. It's called the Bambino. My inspiration for this cocktail was a legend that talked about how Babe Ruth enjoyed rye whiskey with ginger ale. Now, it wasn't a sophisticated cocktail. He'd take a mason jar and fill it up 50-50. But for what we've got here today, I've made a Manhattan-based cocktail, and instead of ginger ale, I've made this lemon ginger shrub. Now, you may be asking, what's a shrub? Now, a shrub is like a simple syrup, and a simple syrup is usually 50% water, 50% sugar. But in this case, that water portion is split again 50-50 between water and an acid, usually apple cider vinegar. In this case, I made that acid a blend of apple cider vinegar and fresh lemon juice to get those lemon flavors in here. So we've got a beautiful ginger lemon shrub. Then we have our rye whiskey. I like to use something about 100 proof or higher because I want those spicy rye notes to come punching through the cocktail. And then we have a sweet vermouth. Today I've chosen this Via sweet vermouth, which has beautiful baking spices which add an earthy ground note and some complex baking spice underlayers to our cocktail. Last but not least, aromatic bitters. In this case, I've chosen these sexy bitters. I really don't need to say more about that. So now we're going to build our cocktail. First what we're going to do is we're going to put some ice into our mixing glass, and then we're going to measure out our ingredients. We always measure because this is the way we can make consistency in all of our cocktails, and when you make one cocktail and you enjoy it, you know the next one will turn out the same. So here we have 3 ounces of rye whiskey, and you may be saying to yourself, 3 ounces, that's a lot of whiskey. But this is Babe, and the Babe always went big. Next, we've got our sweet vermouth, and we're going to have 1.5 ounces of this beautiful Via sweet vermouth. And then after we're done with that, we're going to use 1 ounce of this lemon ginger shrub. And one of the great things about shrubs versus simple syrups is they have a very long shelf life in your freezer. They'll keep several months. And then finally, the sexy bitters. In this case, we're going to put in just 6 drops. And that's all it takes for sexiness. So now, once we have all the ingredients in, we're going to stir. Some people will go, why stir versus shake? If you shake, you're going to lose some control over the dilution of your cocktail. The other thing that happens is you get cloudiness, and so I'm working to stir here for clarity, and also so I can control, how weak my drink is going to become. You're supposed to stir until well chilled. That's very subjective, but I think this does the job. And then, before we strain into our glass, I've got another touch. We've got some pure lemon oil that I'm just going to spritz right into our glass here to help really release some of those beautiful lemon essences into our cocktail. Once you've strained that into your coupe glass or a martini glass, if that's what you have around, the final touch is a garnish. You're just going to take a fresh, wide lemon peel, which if you don't have the beautiful lemon oil, you can express the essences, but since we did that already, we're just going to use this and drop it right in our drink. And now, I say cheers. Really beautiful cocktail. And with that, I wish you adieu from the Engineering Society of Baltimore.